This 12th century medieval fortress is part of the Ligure Estates Forest Park. While visiting High Chalucet, you could admire its impressive facade as well as the remains of its former grandeur. In Lower Chalucet, climb to the top of the Jeannette Tower in order to discover the superb panorama of the Briance Valley.
Hello again everyone, this is my last full day here in France, and today I'm going to be exploring the lovely little village of Chalucet, and in particular Chateau Chalucet, which is basically a huge castle up on a rocky outcrop. We're about 15 minutes walk away. Walk along this wooded forest track here. Weather's pretty hot today, we're expected 30 degrees Celsius tops, and we just come out to this lovely really old watermill here. Absolutely beautiful. France has got so much to offer. This is just a small section of it that we've explored. We've not even scratched the surface really. Really nice. Let's get exploring.
The origins of the castle. Chalucet was founded in around 1130 AD by two knights from the Jonhac family, suzerains of the Viscount of Limoges. A suzerain was a lord to whom a vassal is subject and to whom he pays homage. At the time, the castle was run by several knights, between 20 and 30 families, who were the joint lords. In exchange for their military protection, they were given a house, a garden, and an income paid by the surrounding villages. Around the Jeannette Tower was the keep of the lower castle, and there was a proper village. We also know that there were suburbs, gardens, orchards, and perhaps vineyards. Of the upper castle, built by the Jonhac family, there are no visible remains today. It is thought that there was a keep and a seigneurial dwelling. The Viscounty War. The Viscount of Limoges, Guy VI, managed to take over part of the suzerainty of Chalucet. The site's position was ideal for controlling Limoges and the roads leading to it. The castle became the base for operations against the inhabitants of Limoges during the Viscounty War, 1260 to 1277. Guy VI was supported by the King of France, the inhabitants of Limoges by the Plantagenets, who occupied the whole of Aquitaine.
Just approaching the Jeannette Tower. You can climb up that and you can view the entire site, 360-degree view. Okay, I've made it to the top here of the Jeannette Tower. Behind me is the second fortification here at Chateau Chalucet. How amazing is that? That's such a cool sight in the background, and you've got a 360-degree panoramic view over the entire site and the surrounding area. Like a forest behind us, and then if I take you over here, you've got the old fortification as well, which is just down there. It's pretty cool. This is, as I say, our final full day and probably the final thing we're going to explore. It's well worth it, it's pretty cool. But that is amazing. That's where we're going next. So I'm going to get back down the stairs, there's a lot of them, and carry on exploring. Okay, we've arrived at the second fortification. This is the more modern, if you can call it, use that in the broadest possible sense, second castle here at Chalucet. There's a lot of steps involved here. There's a lot of climbing. And it's pretty hot, but it's well worth it though. So we just saw this from the Jeannette Tower, just across the way. And it looks just as amazing up close. So this is the remains of the chapel. There you go. So of course that would have been like the font where they did the baptisms. You can almost see like the steps leading up to the altar there as well. And the entrance would have been in here, so it would have been a very small little chapel. There we go. So yeah, the altar. There's a tomb. So that's down there somewhere. It's fenced off unfortunately, so we can't go and have a look. Espèce Cloisonne de Bois. I don't know if that's the cloister. Neuf is nave, of course. There's another tomb. Oh, I'm getting the hang of this French malarkey. The fortress of Gerard de Malmont. One of Guy VI's ministers, Gerard de Malmont, recovered the seigneurial rights over Chalucet during the Viscountcy War. He had a proper fortified palace built to replace the initial upper castle. A barbican, parapet walk, matriculation, portcullis and door panels all formed part of its defence. Round towers were built on each corner of the castle. It was a unique monument at the end of the 13th century that reflected its lord's power. An uninhabited fortress, 13th to 14th century. On the death of Gerard de Malmont in 1299, the castle passed on to one of his heirs. In 1305, the King of France, Philippe IV, known as Philip the Fair, took over the Limousin fortress. He never set foot in it and appointed lords responsible for maintaining it and dealing with day-to-day affairs. In 1317, his successor, King Philippe V, handed Chalucet over to his loyal advisor, Henry de Sully. He never lived there either. The Sully family made few changes to the castle. Right, we've found the entrance into the keep here. It's a bit of a strange pathway. Stonework still intact.
A den of thieves, late 14th century. In 1369, Perrault le Bernay and his troop took over Chalucet. For 13 years these soldiers, who were known as highwaymen, attacked the inhabitants of the surrounding areas. Perrault was one of the most powerful bandits in the kingdom, but the King of France's army managed to remove him from the fortress in 1394 in exchange for an enormous ransom. Once the Bernays had left, the Sully family handed the castle over to Charles d'Albret. He too appointed lords to take care of Chalucet. The lords abused their power and behaved like highwaymen. They did little to maintain Chalucet, and the castle fell into ruin. Chalucet was demolished in the 16th century. This was the period of the Wars of Religion. In 1594, Catholic extremists wanted to move into the castle. To prevent this, the Limoges Council sent 100 workers to demolish the fortress. It took 4 days to turn Chalucet into a ruin.
I'm back outside now, down below the left flank of the second keep, the major fortification here at Chalucet. There's a lot of scaffolding and repair work going on to keep the wall standing, really. So it's a shame couldn't really get in and see too much from the main entrance, but there's this other footpath, as I say, on the left side of the keep that goes around, so hopefully, fingers crossed, get to see a bit more. But so far it's probably been one of the highlights of the holiday, this seeing ruins of this extensive nature in such a lovely setting as well, and it's all free, haven't had to pay anything. Steps, sorry, pretty steep. There's a lot of climbing involved in this one, so if you come in here you're going to want good shoes and your fitness wants to be fairly decent. So a lot of the older people are struggling, bless them. My mum's had to sit down there because she's got arthritic knees, a dodgy back. She's probably got more arthritis now, she won't tell me anyway, but yeah. So she's sitting this one out. My aunt's struggling because she's got the wrong shoes on. I'm the last one left, standing. I could do with a cider. It's worth it, this is great fun. It's my kind of holiday, this. History and exploring. Chucking a bit of camping. Boom! Winner winner chicken dinner. Okay, this is probably about the best view you're going to get of the interior of the keep. It's in this rather over the top protective cage. I guess actually it's not, because if any masonry fell, which is what that could mean, the cage would sort of protect you. Look at this. Look how well preserved that tower is. Unbelievable. Cool, yeah, look. Doing a lot of work down there. But it's good though, at least they're protecting it and safeguarding it for generations to come. That's unbelievable in just how good a condition it's left in. That stonework, look at it. Zoom in and show you. You could probably find the mason's mark on that if you look close enough. Unbelievable. Wouldn't it be cool to get to the top of that tower? If only. I'm really glad we come here. And look how far you can see. The view's unreal. Okay, I'm heading back to the car park now, and that's the end of this little video. A little trip and exploration of Chateau Chalucet here in France. Absolutely lovely. It's got to be one of the highlights of the holiday, this for me. Well, I hope you enjoyed all the history and the sights and stuff. I'm going to be heading home tomorrow, and it's been a good week. It's been a lot better than I expected it to be. Had a really nice time. We've seen a lot of cool stuff. Thanks for watching. Thank you for your support. You'll see us again soon. Cheers. Bye.